The Toyota bZ4X hasn't landed in Australia just yet, but the brand's Australian arm has now given us a preview of its first fully electric car. At a media event with the bZ4X, we'll be given the chance to take a look at the car in person, as well as go for a quick drive. Some of the details are still yet to be confirmed, so stay tuned, but here's everything you need to know so far. To start, how does the bZ4X size up? Well, the 5-seat SUV is about the same size as a Toyota RAV4 at almost 4.7 meters long, but weighs more due to its batteries. In fact, it's a couple of hundred kilos heavier than a RAV4. It's between 1,935 kilos and 2,025 kilos depending on its drivetrain specification. Of those, there are two, with the base drivetrain for the bZ4X being a single motor on the front axle with an output of 150 kilowatts and 266 newton meters. Then, there's an all-wheel drive version that has an 80 kilowatt motor on each axle for a total of 160 kilowatts. The extra power and grip from the all-wheel drive version's extra motor does make it a little quicker than its sibling. At its fastest, the bZ4X will hit 100 km an hour in 6.9 seconds, according to Toyota. That's thanks in part to the instant torque provided by an electric motor. Battery-wise, there are two options for the bZ4X, with the smaller one on the front-wheel drive version coming in at 71.4 kilowatt hours. But Toyota says the all-wheel drive version gets a very slightly larger 72.8 kilowatt hour battery. With one motor, the bZ4X just cracks the 500 kilometer driving range mark, with the front-wheel drive version coming along with a 504 kilometer claim. The dual motor version has a slightly lower range at 461 kilometers, hindered by its extra weight and higher power use. Giving the bZ4X some juice works the same way with most EVs, thanks to a Type 2 combined charger, though it's not as quick as some of its rivals. While a Hyundai Ioniq 5, for example, has a maximum charge rate of 350 kilowatts, the Toyota bZ4X can only reach 150. This means a public fast charger would take about an hour to reach 80% in the Toyota, versus about 20 minutes in the Hyundai. With an AC plug at home, the bZ4X will charge from empty to full in about 10 hours, which is probably best done overnight. As mentioned, we were given a preview drive of a UK spec all-wheel drive version at Toyota's testing ground in Melbourne. While it wasn't enough to fully evaluate the car, we got a taste of its mannerisms. It'll be no surprise to anyone who's driven a car on Toyota's TNGA platform that the electric version is similar. Smooth and accessible are the first words that come to mind, with elements like acceleration and steering weighted to be gradual and relatively calm. There's also no harsh regenerative braking when lifting off the accelerator pedal, though it can be increased with a regenerative braking boost. That means the bZ4X can't be driven single pedal style, but we'll have to wait to find out more when we get to properly review it at its media launch late this year. And when it does officially arrive, it won't be cheap. Toyota even admits it. Expect relatively well-equipped specifications of the car, with pricing likely to end up around the $70,000 mark if Toyota wants to be competitive. After all, that's Tesla Model Y and Hyundai Ioniq 5 territory. If you want to get up to date on the bZ4X story so far, make sure to check out carsguide.com.au.